Cool. Worcestershire skipper Jake Libby. Jake, summarise initial thoughts and feelings about that.
Really disappointed, to be honest. I think we've done enough in that game to win. I think without stating the obvious, we were very poor in the field, so we're going to have to get better on as we move forward as a group. But yeah, I think we batted really well. I think we got an above par score. I think we bowled well. Ethan particularly bowled really well. I think we can still raise that a little bit. But yeah, I think ultimately guys are disappointed there. It does feel like a loss. Yeah, I feel like when you've done enough to win the game of cricket, yeah, it feels disappointing.
You've touched on the fielding. Is that where you think the game was lost? It was 3/4 of the way through. You're in complete control of that.
Yeah, look, it was a really tough outfield. So I'd expect errors to be made, but we made some really basic errors in the field and very costly ones. And I think ultimately that is probably a difference in the sides. Rob Law batted really well for them and kind of got them back into it. And yeah, fair play to him. But to have the situation we did with 8 down, needing a lot of runs. Yeah, I think we'd be disappointed not to win that one and close that out. Yeah, we didn't get everything right today, so it's our first game. We're still off the mark with the points, but one that feels like got away, I think.
Take you back to the start of the game, 44 for 3. You and Cash Valley come together, a superb 180-run partnership. That must have felt fantastic out there today.
Yeah, obviously a tough start. I think we knew coming here it was going to be a tough wicket. Looking at the previous scores, I think that was the highest first innings total. So, like I said, I think we did have an above par score. Yeah, Cash played really well. I think we Cash. Obviously, I think you had to have a little bit of luck on there. I think it was a tough deck at times, but you got value for shots, which made it quicker scoring, and the totals, I guess, why they were ultimately. But yeah, Cash played really well again, and we saw a rebuild, and I think a little mention as well for Henry Collin, the way he came in and added some impetus towards the end to get us up past 300. I thought he played really well, and yeah, hopefully we can carry that forward for the rest of the competition.
And on a personal level, 400s in succession now, things are going really well. What's clicking for you? What's going so well?
Yeah, I'm just in a good form at the minute. I feel like I'm playing well. Yeah, moving really nicely and picking length really well. So yeah, it's obviously nice to get 4 in a row and hopefully we can continue that form.
So halfway stage, 326 on the board, really above par score, good dominant score, and then you're in complete control, 145 for 7 I think it was. From that moment on, you mentioned the fielding, is that where the game was lost?
Yeah, I think you said all the scores there. I think you've got to be closing the game out from that position. We probably got the momentum taken away from us, and again I will point out Rob Lord did bat really well and then hit some big sixes over the rope, and to not bat balls either. I didn't think we did loads wrong with the ball. He just took the momentum away from us, and I think Alan touched on the change room. It was difficult to wrestle that back, and the game kind of got away from us a little bit towards the end, and it just felt difficult to get back into it, and we didn't help ourselves out in the field. It's a massive learning point for us moving forward. We will improve that as a group. We know we will. And I think that probably was the difference today.
Having said all that, Kuram Shazad held his nerve in superb style. He did it before at Derbyshire in the T20s. He's shown again today real quality to hold it together at the end there and secure the tie.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we touched on it in the change room. We got ourselves into that position, so ultimately we had to try and get ourselves out of it. And I think the way Waity and particularly Kuram finished that off was fantastic. He nailed his Yorkers. And we probably actually fielded quite well in the last few overs. Probably shouldn't have been in that position to have to do that, but ultimately, we take our caps off to him. He's done it again and kind of got us out of trouble there a little bit, and wrestled back a point, a couple of points over the new system. So yeah, look, we'll take a tie, we'll move on. We're off the board, and hopefully another positive game on Sunday. And
like you mentioned there, quick turnaround now. Main focuses you touched on will be in the field, but you've got to take some positives from some very good areas today.
Yeah, look, there's loads of positives to take from today. I think we've batted really well as a group, and we did bowl really well. So the games come thick and fast. You haven't got time to feel sorry for yourself. And yeah, look, there's still loads of positives to take. We'll be disappointed today. We'll get over that, and we know that they come around fast, and we're looking forward to Essex already.
Plenty of experience in the side, yourself being one of them. I know Brett was out there today, lots of conversations. Is it time for you guys to butt heads now, come together and sort of lead this group forward heading into Sunday and beyond?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're spot on. I think we've got to drive that fielding standard a little bit, make sure we improve on that and be a bit sharper in that respect. But yeah, look, we've done all the practice. We're in August now, we're right into the meat of the season, so there was still a lot of positives taken, and I don't want to be too downbeat about it. Ultimately, it was a really good game of cricket and a really good game to be involved in. But just a shame we couldn't take the win, and we're going to improve going forward. That was our first game. Probably a little bit rusty in certain areas, and you know, that can be forgiven, but we've got to improve quickly because we know Essex is going to be a tough opposition. Yeah.
This is Mike the plasterer. He needs a trusted supplier for his materials and tools. Mike needs Profile Store. With an easy-to-use website, you can check stock online, order it and collect it within the hour. Profile Store offer free delivery over £125 and fast overnight shipping. With over 2,000 products in stock, they're sure to have what you need. So get yourself down to the trade counter in Kidderminster today. Get the job done with profilestore.co.uk.